Hi! Today we're going to talk about sketchbooks. Now, I'm by no means the best artist, but I do enjoy art. I've always loved art, and I thought I'd give you some sketchbook tips. So, let's get going. Tip number 1, choose wisely. To take off some of the pressure of starting a new sketchbook, it could be good to use one which is kind of cheap. It sort of makes you feel more comfortable to begin with. I'd recommend also having a really small sketchbook that you can carry with you a lot of the time, especially at the start of your art journey, so you have the opportunity to have it everywhere and have a lot of practice, which is key. I personally like to carry my A4 sketchbook around at the moment, and I like it because my hand can rest on the page and it's stable. I definitely used to carry around a tiny sketchbook constantly, especially when I was at school, to avoid the burden of carrying a larger one. Tip number 2, mix it up. It can feel like a lot of pressure to start a new sketchbook, so instead of filling the pages one after another, sometimes it's better to just open the book at random and just use that page. It alleviates fears of keeping consistent styles page after page, and it means that if you make a piece that you're not a fan of, every time you try and find a page, you don't have to keep seeing that piece. So it kind of lets you go into it with a more positive outlook instead of having to keep seeing it and feeling a bit down on yourself. Tip number 3, set the scene. Blank pages in a brand new sketchbook are so daunting for everybody, no matter what level of art you're at. It's terrifying. To sort of make it more comfortable and kickstart your creativity, I sometimes add colours or prints or cutouts from magazines or paint shapes or just anything that I can, and it basically just gives you like a little base and it creates a bit of excitement and variety from the start. It just helps get you going. Tip number 4, anything goes. You can use your sketchbook for absolutely anything and everything. If you want to record your thoughts and feelings, if you want to make notes, record a memory, brainstorm, study, whatever you want to do, it's your sketchbook. Do what you want, inspire yourself, and give yourself the space to grow. I personally used to use a diary, and all my drawings, as you can see in the clips, all my drawings and whatnot used to go in my diary. I had a couple of other sketchbooks as well, obviously, but I wouldn't use them as much because my diary was on me all the time, and I can't show you my other sketchbooks at the moment because they're at home and I'm at uni. But I recently decided to just get rid of my diary, do all my planning on my laptop calendar, and just have a sketchbook. But that means that I do use a sketchbook for like the journaling element as well. So I have pictures and how my day's been and thoughts and writings and anything like that. That also goes in my sketchbook. So seriously, anything goes. Okay, tip number 5, prefer a purpose. If the variety of the last point makes you just a little bit uncomfortable, then it could be useful to define a purpose for your sketchbook. Bear in mind that this could hold you back from using your sketchbook as often as you like, so you could actually have multiple on the go at once and give them different purposes, like ideas, play, display. You could define your sketchbooks however you wish. You need to know that what you see online isn't the whole story. You can watch sketchbook tours of beautiful artwork, but what you don't see is the 3 drafts that they've created before that, or the 5 times that they draw out the character before creating the comic. You don't see their piles of other sketchbooks full of doodles and experiments and mistakes. Tip number 6, own it. This is for your eyes only. You can let go. You can be honest and raw and authentic. You don't have to make it pretty or perfect. You don't have to use a particular style. You can control who sees which bits of your sketchbook, if at all. Nobody has to see the drafts and scribbles and testing patches which go on behind the scenes. I find that if you go to your sketchbook and think about creating a finished piece, say something that somebody's going to see, it limits what you end up creating because you're scared of screwing it up. But you can express yourself much more freely if you approach it as a work in progress with no pressure. Tip number 7, become a scientist. Experiment. Try things out. There's no need to keep continuity. Let yourself mix it up and try new styles and mediums. You don't need a huge budget. cheap versions are great for experimenting with. It'll help you find what does and doesn't click with you and help you to explore new styles and ideas. And even if you're not great at new mediums, try to find one which gives you the most joy, and working on that will broaden your creative experience. I can almost guarantee that if you do this, you'll find a new medium to play with which you'll enjoy using, and you'll end up incorporating it into your art in the future. Get rid of the fear of experimenting, and hey presto, you're in a realm of more comfortable, confident, inspired, imaginative art. This tip really helps you develop your own style and create better pieces, and it's actually something that I've gone back to doing very recently. Tip number 8. Accept imperfection. It's okay not to be perfect. Nothing you draw is going to be perfect, and the sooner you become okay with it, the more you draw and the better you'll get. If you're struggling with this, then it helps to draw in pen rather than pencil, not like any old ballpoint pen. But I use Unipin fine liners. This helps you to commit to the lines that you're creating instead of letting you have the option to just create rubbish lines and rub them out. It means that you learn to make better drawing decisions, and it helps you gain control over your sketches. It also means that if you think you've messed something up, there's no way out, you cannot use an eraser, but you do have the opportunity to turn it into something really creative and different, which helps you to learn to improvise and improve a lot faster. Tip number 9. Camouflage. Whilst covering up your mistakes limits progress, if you really can't stand a piece of work to the point that you don't even want to use that book, I don't blame you if you cover it up. You could use coloured paper to overlay parts of a piece and redo them, creating a new look, or you could totally cover a page and allow yourself to start again on something new. Cover-ups can add extra interest to a page, so you don't need to see that as a negative piece, but rather a fun or a new piece. For this, it's good to keep a pile of magazine cutouts ready, although I'm not always that organised. And finally, tip 10. Make a masterpiece. Don't hold back. If you start something and your brain wants you to carry on and spend hours developing it, then don't stop. People always ask, why put the time and effort in when it just stays in your own book for nobody else to look at? Like, it's not going to go in a gallery, so what's the point? But the point is that you've still made a beautiful piece of art that you can be proud of. Do your thing and get in the practice. You'll gain confidence and ability, and it's all about your journey rather than the final visual piece. And hey, if you do want to display it, then go for it. The main thing to bear in mind is that your sketchbook is yours. You can do whatever you like, create anything you please, and play by your own rules. Make yourself comfortable, or better yet, uncomfortable. There's no pressure, and you set the standard and nobody else. Don't give up, and you're going to do great things. Thank you for watching my 10 sketchbook tips. I hope that some of them have been useful to you or were things that you hadn't thought of before.